Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So Busy Drawing, and it's Jenny here. I haven't posted a video in a little while. I've just been really busy, and also I haven't been really motivated to do much sewing, etc. So yeah, but anyway, so I have done some little bits and pieces, so I thought I'd share them with you today. The first thing I'd like to share with you is this lovely little pouch that I made. And this was inspired by Misty Co Makes. So it's a lovely little pouch. Inside I've just used my fabrics, like Christmas fabric that I had left over, that's on the inside. And then just little patches which have just been slow stitched over, using up those little pieces of material. And then I've plaited the wool, and that's my tie that I made for it. But she has got a video, so if you pop over to her channel, you'll be shown how to make one of these. But they're really lovely to make. You can make them in different sizes. This is the size I made, so I just had a go at making one of them. So that's that. So that's a little pouch, and that is by inspired by Misty Co Makes. And then there you go. So that's that. I also made some little twinchies, which are these. And these are really, really easy to make. So they're a small little piece, obviously 2x2. And again, using up the small little scraps of fabrics, and then I've slow stitched over them. And these, I did 4 of these. Again, just using like the little bits of fabrics, a bit of sparkle as well, like a bit of sparkle, and then different stitches. And I made 4 of them. So I'm not sure again what I'm going to do with these, because sometimes for me it's just purely making something, and once I made it, not feel pressurized that it has to be a final product or a final piece, which is what I do struggle with, because I find that if I'm sewing something I have to have an end product, sorry, a final piece, which is not necessarily always the case. It's just for the pure enjoyment of sewing. So but anyway, so I made 4 of these, and you could put a little pin on those. There could be a little brooch, you could put them in a journal, you could put them all together, stitch them all together, make like a little mini quilt. So lots of ideas for these. So I made 4 of them. That's those, and they turned out really sweet. That's those there. And how to make one of those, it's really, really easy. So all I've done with mine is just a sample here, is just like a little piece of felt for the background, a layer of fabric. I always put, well, sometimes put a layer on, just a spare layer, and little pieces of fabrics, like smaller scrap pieces, and then you just layer them up and then sew them on, etc. I mean, this is just like just giving you an idea, but yeah. But I mean, you can make these paper, you can make the fabrics, you can make them with whatever materials really you have to hand. You could just draw one and draw in it if you wanted to. Yeah, so there's, I mean, I'm sure there's loads of little other ideas as well for them, but yeah, so I just felt I'd like to have a go at making some of them. I've made these before, and that was a really old one that I did that ages ago. And I think on some of these I sewed flowers, I think, on them as well. I made one with little flowers on, butterflies. So yeah, so I made those just to do a bit little sewing. Then I have done as well, back to my squares, some more squares. And these are just slow stitched squares. I think they're about 4x4, I think. So yeah, just sat and enjoying the process of sewing. I've made 4 of them. Again, just enjoyed sewing them. I might put them together, you know, start making a larger piece. I'm not sure. But yeah, so sometimes just for the sake of sewing, just purely enjoyable. Those there. Again, using up the little scrap piece of fabrics. And also I've got a massive bag of orts, which are leftover threads. So it's a great way to use up those as well. So that's just backing material, and then just like little you know, like little piece of fabrics, and then just stitched. That's those. I love the texture it creates actually when you start doing these stitches. Yeah. So again, that's something else I just did, and I think probably it's just trying to get me motivated. But yeah, so sometimes I know, like, have these moments of where not feeling motivated or inspired, but just to create something, and I think that's maybe what these helped me do that, is just to sit and sew. Feel like I've done something, because I think I've said that before. Sometimes I feel if I haven't done any sewing, I haven't done anything all day, and that's just me. But anyway, so that's those. And then I'm really pleased to say, I'm sure I started this, and I have my little rainbow dolly. So that was the first one I made. And I have got a video on this, and I think I've linked that into the pattern is in the previous video. But what I've done from that, I was inspired to create my own pattern, and this is the moon dolly as well. So these take ages to make because of the type of stitching that I'm doing on them. So let's give you a close-up. So all in there is beads, sequins. I've used wool, buttons, layering up the stitches, French knots, yeah, what else is there? Blanket stitch, I think I've done bullion knots as well. So yeah, just loads and loads of stitches. And they're not big, but it's just the type of stitching that I'm doing on them. That's why it's taken quite a while to do. And then it's the crescent moon, which I've done a little bit of research on. There was no sort of, I just wanted to make like a moon dolly one. So this is her. And I did the crescent moon and the waxing moon, crescent moon, feminine energy, positive changes, manifestation, health, a fresh start. So it's a really positive symbol, which I hadn't sort of really looked into, but that just adds to it, which is just amazing. So I'm really pleased with that. And also on here I've done some stars, so stitched little stars as well. This one there, I think, yeah, so little stars. But yeah, so I'm really pleased with her. But yeah, like I say, it just takes me ages to sew them. And there's that one, and obviously all the blues as well, the night sky, like the moon and the stars. So yeah, so really pleased with how she's turned out. So my next idea for this, one of these, is I'm going to do a nature one, because I do love doing them. I really do love doing them. But yeah, so it should be a little nature doll next one. Bits of felt as well, beads. And then what I didn't have many blue beads, so I popped to the charity shop and I picked up a little bag of these mixed beads, which is, I think, it's like a broken jewellery, or you know, little broken pieces of chains and things like that, necklaces. So I picked up a little bag of blue, so that I was able to use those in this as well, because like I said, I didn't have many blue beads and beads, sorry. But yeah, so I'm really pleased how she's turned out. Just turn her around, have a good look at it. So loads of stitches on this one. So that's her. So she's got her little friend now. So that's the two of them that I've done. That's like I said, the next one will be a little nature one, which I think, have I started prepping up yet? Not yet. But I adjusted the pattern because, I mean, this is really lovely, and I did the link for this pattern is in the video for this little dolly, and the sort of arms are separate, but I decided just to draw my own, and then it's all one piece, because I think for me, with this, with me sewing it as I've stitched this one, it was just easier to do it that way. But yeah, really pleased. But it's just so nice. All that lovely texture on there. Really nice. I might put a few more stitches, little gap there. See a tiny little gap, might put a few stitches in there. So yeah, try and cover it up as much as possible. But yeah, so that's those. So she was already finished, and then this is the new one, this little moon dolly. So this crescent moon, that one there. And then what I've gone back to working on is my string quilt, which was inspired by Annie Claxton of Arty Farty Annie. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this, and I'm going to lay my quilt out. So let me just move these out of the way for you. going to move this out. So this is the string quilt that I have been working on. Again, back to it. I went on to it before, but I've come back to it again. So I'm going to try and move the camera over so we can get a better look. So there we go. So yeah, so for mine, I did, I can't remember how big they are. I've done 32 little individual squares. Then what I did, which took me a really long time, is that I stitched on the individual strips to each patch. And I think I have on here, if I remember, yeah. So if you can see there, so that was the base. So a little bit of cotton, I think it is. And then strips of fabric. And then I stitched just a running stitch onto each piece. So now what I'm doing, I mean, I had embellished, which part was it? I think this bit over here. I'm going to turn it around. It's not a massive piece, so it's quite easy to work on. So that's the piece I'd already started. I'd embellished ages ago, so I'm trying to lift it up. So yeah, so like French knots, like just bits of threads as well, fly stitch, loads of sequins, chain stitch again, couching, just some straight stitches, long stitch, some trimmings as well, and then wool. Got some gorgeous wool, which is this piece, which is this here, gorgeous colour. So just couched over that. So that's what I'm working on now. And then what I haven't done, and I'm not sure if I don't know how, well, what I haven't done, I haven't got any batting on this. So this is just like cotton on cotton. So that's the back. I just found this big piece that I used. So what I'm thinking is that what I might do is trim this down and then put a layer of backing on, some batting, and then get another backing piece of fabric, because my idea at first was to keep this as the backing fabric and then just have that like that. Can you see that there? But that's not, I don't like that. So yeah, so, but it's not huge. It's not a huge piece. I haven't got, I don't know how big it is, but it's not massive. Let's move this over here a bit so I can get it all. Just see if I can, right, hold on a minute. Might be able to get it all in if I make the camera a little bit. See if that works. Right, yeah, so hopefully you can see that. So like I say, it doesn't come, it's not a huge piece. Try over there like that. So yeah, but this has been lovely. Just really enjoyed making this. And then just felt like inspired to work back on it, because I absolutely love the colours. And there's beads on this as well. So I've got a load of beads as well that I put on. So yeah, so the last couple of days I've just been going in and adding more to it. And I think it's a piece you could just keep adding and adding and adding. And I might put buttons in the middle. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet where to put buttons in. But then I did find, just for example, there's a button there. I might put that in. A butterfly. Put a fly in there. Just see what I've got really to hand. I did have some, did try earlier. I can find these triangle shaped sequins, but there they are now. Not sure. Yeah, so I might put a little button or a little bead in the middle. I'm not sure yet, but anyway. So that's what I'm also working on. So hopefully this is going to be another completed piece, which I'm really pleased about. What else was I doing? And I'm working on a larger quilt as well, which is a that's much larger, and that is at the minute I'm hand quilting that. So like I think I've mentioned that before, so I'll show that in another video. But yeah, so that's where I'm up to. And also then I've been following a lady on Instagram and YouTube. I can't pronounce it, can't see, but she does the art journaling. So I've been having a go at art journaling, so I'll just show you that as well. Now this is my own little book that I picked up. So yeah, so just, you know, just playing really, and I think that's what she encourages you to, just in play and enjoy it. Yeah, so this book I picked up for like, well, it's only £1, like £1, and I just started working on that. So yeah, do a bit of this as well, art journaling, and then just playing, which is just great fun. So there's no pressure, just completely enjoying it at the moment. That's one of her pieces as well, because she gives some little sample pieces that you could play with. And there's a little book as well, I think that's downstairs, that I filled in. Actually, hold on, I might have it up here. So I'm doing a bit of, well, I've started doing that as well. It's downstairs. No, it's downstairs. Yeah. So again, just playing, exploring, no pressure, just enjoying it. And then adding words on here from like out of a magazine. And this page, I quite like this one. With some washi tapes. And then on here I've put have fun and make new friends. Highland cow there. And then that page is 5 ways to get outside. So yes, it's just fun and playing. You know, it's just really good. Really enjoying it. Yeah, so I'm going to do some more on that. So I've been doing that as well. So a bit of art journaling and then back into the sewing. So yeah, so that is where I'm up to at the moment. So I just thought I'd share that with you. If you've got any questions, comments, please leave them below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you up in the next video. Bye now.